Today we're going to be planting 2 more of our urban apples. We've got a tangy green, that's the big one over there, and I think this was called Delicious Red. Let's take a look. Tasty Red. Pretty close. So we're going to get these 2 apples planted today. Layla, are you going to help? Okay. And our newest addition to the ranch, Copper, apparently is going to help today. Yeah, Layla wanted to help, and apparently Copper does too. And so do Spots and Daisy. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but apparently they're going to supervise. So we decided on this spot because they don't take up too much room since they're only about 3 feet wide. Putting them in the row with our pussy willows. We're trying to create a little bit of a windbreak, the pussy willows and the apple trees, plus just a tad of shade. It's not going to provide a lot of shade, but it should help a little, at least with our play set here. So, but it will eventually help with the windbreak, since the pussy willows will get a pretty good size, and these trees can get up to 10 feet tall. Some places they said as much as 12 feet tall, depending on which website you were reading off of. Some said so anywhere from 8 to 12, I guess, is what we're expecting, and 2 to 3 feet wide. So we'll see how it goes, since we are, like I had mentioned in one of our other videos, not really able to get any more full-size apple trees squeezed in. These will provide a nice addition, give us some extra apples, and not take up too much space. Plus, for people who are going to do suburban or urban areas, this is a great find that you can add to your backyard garden. Unfortunately, we live on top of an old quarry or strip pit, so we have a lot of rock going on in a lot of different places. So we usually have to bust through a lot of rock in different places, though this spot is not as bad as right next to the house. Right next to the house is pretty rocky. You can usually only get about 1 inch down before you're hitting big slabs of rock. So yeah, it can be a good bit of work to get this out. Fortunately, in some areas it's more shale, so it breaks up a little easier. But some areas you're just not gonna break through it without some major equipment. This apple too, when we bought it, this one was purchased at our local nursery, this Tangy Green. When we bought it, it was full of apples, but we didn't get it in right away because we had a lot of rain. But in this bag, they just dry out so quickly, so it dropped pretty much all the apples. Between not being able to stay moist enough, I think, plus we had a couple pretty big storms go through, it just ended up dropping all the apples. So I think there may be one or two left, but it did drop pretty much all the apples, which was disappointing. But this is also our first year with this tree, so being that it's already, we know it's already fruit producing size, next year we will just expect a nice harvest off of it, because this was pretty loaded with apples when we got it. So we know it was producing pretty well. And someone just wants to climb a tree over there. One of her favorite things to do. So hey Layla, do you think you could lift one of those little bags of dirt? Do you want to see if you can lift one and bring it over? So he's gonna look, I believe, for his crowbar, since he can bust up more of that rock that way. We didn't run into near as much with the pussy willows. We also didn't have to go quite as deep, so if we had gone down more, maybe we would have hit some serious rock down there, but we did okay. Here's my little muscle girl bringing our dirt. She's a good helper. So anything we plant, we do add, as long as we can get it. We add our Bacto premium potting soil. Now, granted, it is potting soil, but this mix is so good. It really makes a good in-ground soil too. I really like this soil a lot, and we can only get it at our local feed store out here. Try to get it up here, honey, because we're going to dump it in. And the owner of the local feed store, he uses it when he plants just about anything too. He throws it in because it also, I believe, feeds for up to 6 months. Does have a slow release fertilizer, and I'm thinking in the past it used to say that it fed for up to 6 months. And it's always really done real well for our plants out here. Especially since most of the soil out here just in general needs amended. It's either quite a bit of clay or really rocky, so not good for everything. That's why we've taken to do certain things in raised beds, like our strawberries, any vegetable gardening. We don't go directly into the ground. It's just for us easier to do the raised beds. Plus, with the raised beds, we don't have to compete with the Bermuda grass, because that's, especially after rains, that can be a big problem for your smaller plants. Yeah. As you can see, there's a lot of rock in there. So, hey Layla, you want to get one more bag? Because I think we're going to need 2. Because there was a lot of rock in this. But this is going to be the new home of our tasty green fruit snacks from Southwood Nursery. Right now, Southwood Nursery actually has their fruit trees, which would include the fruit snacks apple trees, for 30% off. So that is a really good deal. We were just there the other day. I kind of wished we had waited, because they still had the tasty green and we could have had one for 30% off, but hindsight's 2020. So we paid full price for ours, but we did manage to get a couple pear trees and a couple fig trees that were marked down for 50 to 50% off. Now they're not this size, they're smaller, but still pretty exciting, because we do not have any pears planted. Now they are going to be the pears are going to be a full-size dwarf tree. They're not going to be like these columnar apples that are 8 to 10 feet and 2 to 3 feet wide. Huh? What, Miss Layla? What's wrong?
There's fire.
Okay. There is just a lot of shale down there. Okay, Layla, you wanna do this for Daddy while I go get the soil? You wanna video Daddy?
Shaking, move it. Uh, you can see Mom. Go. Just turn around. You wanna?
You don't want to do it anymore? You want to go over there and play? Is that it? Well, as soon as we get this all taken care of, that, honey, just would have been a really hard job. Honey, it's even a little bit of work for Daddy, and he's really strong, okay? Maybe when you're a little bit older. Yep, just getting a little bit of rock out of there. We'll have to come back and clean that up, but probably be able to put that in some low spots in the driveway before we put some more gravel down in those spots. Can you,
About what?
hey, Layla, you want to grab that water over there for Daddy?
What?
In the blue cup? Layla, grab that water in that blue cup. Well, I'll get it.
Abby.
Are you happy you have something to do now? Huh? Are you going to bury your hand? Oh, the wind just knocked over my cup. Okay, watch out, honey. Yeah, I'm going to end this video till we get ready to do part 2 and actually get the apple in the ground.